So, Mike, what is this push that they're planning, and why wait?
Well, it's a good question, Jose, because as White House officials like to point out, President Biden did introduce in his first days in office a proposal legislatively for comprehensive immigration reform. The reality, of course, though, is that the president really used his political capital to move forward legislatively his economic agenda, the COVID relief law, the bipartisan infrastructure law, more recently the Inflation Reduction Act. You've heard from the Homeland Security Secretary yourself. Instead, they've had to spend a lot of time administratively trying to rebuild a broken immigration system that they inherited from the previous administration. But as we've been talking to White House officials to try to get a sense of what the president's post-midterm legislative agenda would be, immigration was a surprise answer that we heard from White House officials. And the reasoning goes like this. First of all, it's a major promise the president made in his campaign, and as he looks toward a re-election bid, wants to be able to say he's done something to try to deliver upon that. But secondly, as we look at the potential future control of the House in particular, likely to be led by Republicans, the White House wants to perhaps illustrate what the major political problem, what the major barrier has been to try to get legislation done. Republicans are largely opposed to anything that, as the former president would put it, looks like amnesty. And so that would be something that if the president were to make a more full-throated legislative push in the next Congress, Republicans would be seen more clearly as the barrier to this. But there's also hope. There are some quiet bipartisan efforts led by Senator John Cornyn of Texas, Republican, Senator Kyrsten Sinema of Arizona, Democrat, that might be the basis for more incremental changes on things like border processing. But as I think all of us on part of this conversation, Jose, know, there's no illusions about how difficult this would be, regardless of whether Democrats or Republicans control the Congress.